Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Kamaru Usman. Who do y'all think would win in a fight if they were ever to fight in boxing? Obviously in MMA, I think we all know who would win in MMA. But in boxing, who do y'all think would win? Before I get more into the video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more boxing and please hit that like button. It helps out the video, it helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So, as we all know, both fighters have big fights coming up this weekend. This Saturday on the 6th of November, Saul Canelo Alvarez has a big fight going against Caleb Plant. Undisputed status on the line. All the belts, all the recognized belts in the super middleweight division, WBA, WBO, WBC, IBF titles will be on the line live over at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, to be shown live on Showtime pay-per-view. As for Usman, he has a big rematch against Covington to be shown live as well this weekend, this Saturday and the 6th, over at the Madison Square Garden, New York City, New York, USA, to be shown live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. So anyway, I bring this up talking about a fight between Canelo and Usman is because apparently Usman has made some comments. Him and his team has made comments showing interest in fighting Canelo in a boxing match. Bleacher Report wrote an article about it back in early October, where apparently, according to Usman's manager, Kamaru Usman wants a super fight against Canelo, stating that, saying that, and I quote, he said, "We saw Conor McGregor, a guy who can't even beat guys in the UFC. He went 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. You have to tell me Kamaru cannot go 12 rounds with Canelo and beat him? This is not a money grab. It's a fight." And, it goes on to talk about how let's get the pound-for-pound boxing, pound-for-pound king in boxing versus the pound-for-pound king in MMA. We're not into taking fake fights. Give me fight. I think we can all argue that both guys are the number one fighters in their respective sport. Canelo, in my opinion, is definitely no doubt in my mind, the best right now in the sport of boxing. Kamaru Usman, I'm a casual MMA fan, so I can't really, state, if he really is the number one. I'm pretty sure he is arguably the number one. I'm pretty sure he is. But do you guys think he has the boxing skills to beat Canelo? He was recently quoted saying, and I quote, he told to Max Kellerman, he said, "When have you ever seen the two pound-for-pound fighters in the world in the respective sports, both in the respective prime, go at it? It's about what gets me out of bed, what gets me scared. I want the challenge." It definitely would be a challenging fight for Kamaru going into boxing. It would be. I mean, Kamaru's boxing ain't that bad in my opinion. I think he showed that in his last fight against Masvidal. Knocked him out. Pretty good shot he landed, I would say. But yeah, when it comes to boxing, MMA fighters going into boxing against a prime fighter, against a top fighter, the likelihood of them winning is pretty slim. If they were fighting somebody like Jake Paul, they could definitely win that fight. I think Kamaru would definitely beat Jake Paul, but somebody like Canelo, oh no, man, that's not an easy one. It's not an easy one. I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there who will say like, why does it have to be Usman who goes to boxing? Why can't it be Canelo to go to MMA? Well, money. That's the answer. Money. There's more money to be made in the sport of boxing. If they go into MMA, it would have to be under the UFC, and the UFC takes a big chunk of that money, and they don't pay their fighters. I mean, let's be honest, the UFC don't pay their fighters, and I still don't understand why the fans support that. I don't know why the fans support an organization over the fighter. Doesn't make sense, because I'm pretty sure Usman deserves a hell of a lot of money, man. The money he's made fighting Masvidal, fighting Covington, and now fighting Covington again. He better get, based on the pay-per-view, they better get a big chunk of the pay-per-view. And I'm sure this pay-per-view with Covington will sell a good amount. And if you compare, the pay-per-view buys will probably be almost the same for both events. And if you compare how much the fighters are getting paid in each event, you can tell it's a big significant difference between Canelo and Usman, who are, the champions, who are the main A sides going into their coming fights this weekend. And you can tell there will be a big difference in their paychecks. I think Canelo is getting paid at least $40 million. And no way in hell is Usman getting paid $40 million this weekend. Maybe fighting Canelo will give him that amount of money in boxing. And Canelo would definitely knock him out in boxing. But I'll say this, it would be very interesting. It would be very interesting. I'd definitely like to see Usman challenge himself in boxing. Canelo going into MMA? Not my thing. Again, I'm more of a boxing fan than MMA, so obviously I prefer boxing all day over MMA. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.